Hello YouTube, it's Ricky back again for another video. It's now Sunday the 2nd of February and I did go out Friday, and today is about showing you what I picked up Friday. Now I've been pretty busy because I've been moving from individual account on eBay to a business account, and I'm doing that because on the 4th of February eBay are going to start holding on to our fees until the item has arrived, if it ever does arrive. And I didn't feel comfortable with that, so I moved on to a business account, and I opened a basic store that gives me 250 free listings per month. But the problem is I've got 1,600, so obviously I need to upgrade at the end of the month. And basically I've been so busy because I've been moving all my cheapo items, you know, the dirt cheap items that never moved on eBay, over to Vinted. And not that I've ever sold anything on Vinted, but I did open an account, Vinted Pro account, a couple of months ago. So there's quite a bit of turmoil there, and I've been really busy. So, but getting back to what I picked up on Friday, it wasn't a great day, but we're going to show you what I got. So some days you just got to start off with what's in front of you. I mean, and you can only buy what's in front of you. If the stuff ain't there, you can't buy it. But your job is to try and make a successful day out of what you put in front of you, what you can find. So I started the day off with this Mattel die-cast Spencer train. It's got its tender, but it is an electronic one. So he speaks, but he also lights up. See that? So I mean, he's worth about £6, maybe a bit more, maybe £7. I paid £1 for him, and like I say, I always put these in my Thomas box. I'm in and out there all the time, you know, selling and listing trains, and they do sell relatively well, and they're only tiny items, and they're easy to pack when they do sell. They're solid items. So that was a start for the day. Nothing special, but when I was paying, I found this diary. It's snap-on, and it's 2025. It's unused, obviously it's brand new. Now the only reason I bought this, well, there's two reasons I bought it. One, I weren't going to leave a snap-on item now, and two, because we're right at the beginning of 2025. It was only £1, and I just wanted to, you know, I thought, you know, if I can't get rid of it, it's only £1, you know. But anyway, I jump in the car, and in December they were regularly selling for £30. Now somebody has sold one on the 22nd of January for, you know, like I think £16.99, something like that. So I need to get this on eBay very quickly and try and get it moved on, because the longer it sits, the less likely it is going to sell. So when this video is done, this is going online, but you know, some garage or mechanic is really going to like that, and they're going to want it now, not in June, you know what I mean? So you know, it's potentially a good pickup. You know, I don't think I'm going to be looking at the higher end of £30 odd for it though. But you don't leave snap-on. You know, it's the tool to go for if you're a mechanic. So if you can see snap-on out there, buy it. You know, so that was okay. Next few shops are dead quiet. And then what did I buy? I'm so low on tech, so I bought a Sony DVD player. It's got its remote. If this thing don't work, I paid £3 for this. If this thing don't work, I've got my money back in the remote, so I'm not going to lose, as long as the remote works as well, of course, but they generally do. The reason I did pick this one up though is because it's got a USB at the front, and it's an HDMI one. So, you know, there's no SCART there, so you're going to get a better picture out of that. So it's more desirable than an older one. So I picked that up, but you know, nothing special. But at least, you know, I am low on tech. I've got no VHS players, no DVD players, so at least I've got that. And then I found this item here. I just couldn't leave it there. It's a shirt, and it's by Kick-Ass Crew, and it's an extra large, it's explicit tracks, and it's got all the rappers on it. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, people like that. And I just couldn't leave it there for £3. I actually thought it was a fiver, but when I went to the till, it's £3. I mean, my eyesight isn't the best these days, but let's see if I can hang that over there so you can see it a little bit better. Somebody's going to really like that. An extra large, they're going to want to go and do a barbecue or go down the beach or something, you know, so it's somebody's going to really like that. I need to get it washed and ironed. I don't at the moment. I've got to the stage where I don't put anything on eBay unless it's washed and ironed. You know, we don't know where it's been. It's just best practice to do that with that. And then I went to the shop next door, and I paid £3 for a Monopoly Mega Edition. The lady said it's all there. You know, you can never trust them though. You know, hopefully it is all there. But these are selling for the best part of £20, so it was, you know, it was an okay pickup, and I like picking up Monopolies, you know, because I sell them down the boot sale anyway. But you know, this one's got to be an eBay because it's, you know, it's got a bit of value to it, so that's good. And while I was in there, I picked up We Were Soldiers on Blu-ray. Now this one's for me because I've got a DVD and I'm currently upgrading the Blu-ray. But surprisingly, if I did want to sell this, it's selling for about £14. Like I said the other day, if it's a good film and it's come out way before Blu-rays were invented, so this came out in 2002, long before Blu-ray, and it's quite a rare one, you know, so I was happy to see that. It's the first time I've seen it. I picked it up, and that's going in my collection. And you know, I only watched it the other month anyway with my son, so I like that film. So what did I get next? Yeah, then I went in the next shop and I picked up the crossword solver or dictionary and encyclopedia by Seiko, and it's an ER 6700. I don't know if it works, but it was just £1. You'll be surprised with these. I mean, some of them, you know, they do go for £30 or so. I'm not sure on this model, but you know, we see an item like this there, pick it up. If it don't work, it don't work. But overall, you're going to make good money on these, you know, if you can find them. You know, they're normally worth at least a tenner, as long as they're like Oxford or Cambridge or, you know, Seiko or some of the other good brands out there. Franklin is another one. You know, people like putting these in their bag to do crosswords with and stuff like that. And you know, not everybody is on the net using modern tech. You know, they like, some people just still stuck in the 90s and stuff, or you know, and they like doing what they know. So like I say, don't leave these around if you see them, because these are worth good money, especially if you've got them boxed. Now the rest of the day, I mean, that was all these shops, you know, with the Monopoly, the Seiko, the DVD player and the shirt. That they were 4 shops in a row, and that weren't a bad little hit of shops there. But the rest of the day, there was nothing there. There was, everywhere we went, that, you know, the stuff that I want to buy, which is generally fun items, there just wasn't there. So the bits I'm going to show you now are just the itty bitty stuff that I bought. What was in front of me. If there was better stuff there, of course I would have bought it. I didn't spend my daily budget that day on Friday. I would have done if the stuff was there. You can't buy what isn't in front of you. So I did pick up a Terry Pratchett hardback book from 1991, which is abroad. It's a BCA edition one though, so it's not ideal, but it's still worth £10 or so. So that was a good pickup, you know, for bread and butter item. These are all bread and butter items that are coming up. And then I picked up Waterworld on Blu-ray. Now I've actually never seen this, even though, like, you know, it came out in the 90s, but I have seen some YouTube clips, and it seems a little bit like Mad Max with Kevin Costner in it. This I bought on instinct because like I said, you know, it's an old film. And you know, it's worth £5, maybe 6. So you know, I paid 50p for it. So another bread and butter item, but I'm probably going to keep that once I've seen it as well. So you know, I'll sell the next edition that I find. And then while I was in there, I found the original Guitar Hero on PS2. I paid £1. You know, again, it may be worth £6 or so. It does have one notable scratch on the disc though. But I've got a friend he's got one of those machines. He can clean the discs for me for £1, if I, maybe less. So I've never actually had the original Guitar Hero before. So, and I'm really struggling to find gaming out there at the moment. It's been like it for quite a while now, a good year. That people are just taking their games straight to CEX, I guess. So we got that, and then it's just got dead quiet out there. And I bought a Top Trumps, new and sealed, and it's Marvel, 30 icons of Marvel. Now, I only buy Top Trumps if they're sealed. And generally you just get a 5 or so for them, maybe 6, maybe 7. If they're football, you might get a bit more. But I did sell a Formula 1 set a few months ago for £180 for an item that I paid £1 for. So, it doesn't matter what category you're selling, there's going to be things to look out for, bolos, as you like to call it. And I never knew that was worth money, so I got it home, and I got shocked when I looked online and saw what people had it. The cheapest one when I listed it was £450 for this Formula 1 set, so I listed it for £299. Somebody messaged me and said, what, they've got a history of selling recently for 180, would you take 180? I was like, sure. Got it gone, she was happy, and I was happy. Of course, it's one of my best sales last year on a silly little item like that. So when you think of these smalls, like this as well, they can fetch good money, So, my rent's £30 a day, and that's my rent right there, if that works. So, sorry about that. And then I just bought this Burago Adventure car. It's 50p. I'll flip that into a couple of quid down a boot sale, maybe, unless it's worth maybe a little bit more on eBay. I don't think it's going to be, but it's not the small version. It's like a 145 scale. So it's I bought it because it's in nice condition, and I bought it on price. It was 50p. So, and it's a nice sporty car, nice yellow colour. So still junk in my opinion. And then I bought a Miraculous doll for 50p. Normally I put these down the boot sale for £2 for £3 or £2 each. I've already got Miraculous doll on eBay, and she hasn't moved, so I probably will just boot sale that for a very small profit. And people do complain that I don't put things out for girls on my boot sale, so there you go, I am thinking of the girls. So, and then the last item of the day was just this clock. It's not a miniature clock, but it's not a full-size mantle clock either. It's somewhere in between, but it is unbranded. But it is in very nice condition, and it's got quite a bit of weight to it. So it's some sort of Japanese brand, I think. It is just battery powered, but it is nice and it's nice and shiny. Now, when I go to the boot sale, there's a lady that comes around and she buys clocks for her husband, who she says he really likes clocks. So I'll put £4.50 on it, take 4, and hopefully she'll come around and buy that. So I think that was everything for the day. Yep, that was. So a bit of a shorter video, but still quite long, in 14 minutes or so. Now I'm probably not going to be going out tomorrow, maybe not Tuesday either, because I've got to take as much junk off eBay and put it on Vinted. Otherwise I'm going to start incurring 10p fees on all this junk that already hasn't sold. It doesn't make sense to just keep it up there. So I'm going to move as much junk, everything that's under £3 on my eBay, from things I bought years ago when I started that hadn't moved. That's now come off, it's gone on Vinted. So now I'm going to crank that up to £4 or £5 and just take all the cheapest ones off and move them over to Vinted, where I'm not going to get a monthly charge, and hopefully that brings my average selling price up on eBay. But I do have a couple of good items there. I've got the Seiko, I've got the Monopoly, and I've got the shirt. So it wasn't a complete failure, but wasn't much money spent. And plus, you know, I did get a £14 Blu-ray, but I'm keeping that. So it wasn't a complete failure, but there was a lot of smalls in there. I mean, of course, like I say, if there was stuff out there to buy, it would have got bought. But if it ain't there, you can't have it. So anyway, this is Ricky. Thanks for listening, and I'll have a new video very soon. All right, take care. Bye bye.